You see, earlier on, you heard some of my stories, right? I've turned my shadows into my light. When I was younger, I was told that I was too sensitive. I grew up as a very emotional boy, and my parents were both engineers. They never understood why I feel so much about things. I can walk past and see somebody that's homeless, and I will start tearing and crying. Sometimes my father said, I really worry about my son. He will grow up one day to be not rugged and tough enough. He's too emotional. And because my mother always pushed me to study harder, I always have this feeling that I'm not good enough. And also, when I was 4 years of age, I experienced my mother and father were fighting almost every other day. Sometimes they even got a little violent. And I was also on the receiving end of that violence. So I grew up feeling a very insecure boy. So these are some of me at my worst. In my teenagehood, I was bullied a lot because I was too sensitive about what people say about me. I felt I was never good enough, and I felt insecure. Of course, this is not a great recipe for success in life. I wouldn't be here today if I continue to live like that. But as I grew up, as I experienced life, as I went to work, I realized that my sensitivity is actually a gift. It is not a bad thing. It is not a bad thing because I was able to be there for my colleagues when they needed me. Sometimes I can even do something for my boss, even without her having to tell me, because I was able to empathize with her needs. Because I always have this feeling, even that nagging doubt that I'm not good enough, I am very, very passionate about learning, which is why I'm always investing in reading, investing in seminars, courses, and books, so that I can improve myself, like some of the amazing resources that Mr. Wee shared earlier on. And because I was insecure, I was very sensitive to finding pockets of safety. Today, as a workshop facilitator and as a coach, I provide the psychological safety. Many coaches and trainers say, hey, today's workshop, everything is in this room, stay in this room, it's confidential. They say it sometimes because they have to say it. But for me, I don't just say it, I feel it in my bones because I grew up feeling insecure. So I'm very sensitive to providing security. I want to provide the security to people that I never had. And with this newfound gift, I was able to help other people. This happened in 2020 when the pandemic first started and there was lockdowns. And just after lockdown, I received this Facebook Messenger message from a friend who incidentally is in the financial advisory business. He says, Coen, we met some time ago. Sorry to bring up your bad memories. I read on your Facebook that you went through a tough time and thought of committing suicide. He said, I'm currently in a bad situation and I started Googling for ways to commit suicide. He asked me, how did you pull through your situation? I can't think a way out of mine. I was out running some errands and I said to him, bro, hang in there. I'll speak to you in a moment. When I got home, I immediately got on the phone with him. And when I talked to him, I didn't give him any advice whatsoever. Because to give advice to people at this very vulnerable period, I know because I have been there and done that. I just listened. And I listened and listened and listened. At the end of it, I reminded him the reason why he's feeling so pain is because he has unmet needs. He had a desire to be better, a bigger version of himself, but he wasn't living it. After that conversation, he posted the next morning on his wall, his Facebook timeline, saying, just had an amazing conversation with my friend who helped open my eyes and ears to my personality, understand myself, understand my strengths and weakness. We can't be everyone's hero, but everyone has a hero for them. Thank you for being my hero, Coen.